On your somatic healing and nervous system regulation journey, when you're recovering from chronic pain and anxiety and panic, you may experience something called akathisia, where you feel like you want to jump out of your own skin. It's a really unique sensation. I experienced it. At the end of the video, I'll tell you about how I was experiencing it and how I ultimately recovered from it. But first, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Healing Wolf, a professional chronic pain, anxiety, panic, and neuroplastic sensation recovery coach. I'm certified in rapid resolution therapy, in clinical hypnosis, and I have deep practice in many other modalities which I used to recover from years of chronic pain, from almost a year of panic attacks, anxiety, gastritis, and more. I was bedbound for a year. I rose from the depths of hell back into a full and unrestricted life. And I'm here to help you and my clients walk through the flames of that hell, laughing at the devil, right out the other side, back into the sunshine and back into joy and bliss and happiness. So the path forward is to transform your mind. There's no way around it. You can't have the same mind to recover that you had to develop these sensations. And so akathisia was a sensation on my journey, and I help clients with this. This is especially a sensation that comes up and came up for me with pharmaceutical drugs. So the sensation, if you haven't felt it, it's not exactly like a panic attack, although you can get some akathisia in a panic attack, and I did, feeling like you just can't stay in your skin. You got to get out of this body. It's a really weird sensation, but it can be a part of a panic attack, but it can also come up in other ways. And so it's a sensation that I want you to see as any other sensation. It's just another way of your unconscious mind sending a signal that this situation might be unsafe, that you might be in danger. Your unconscious believes there's a threat, and it wants to get you out of that threat. So with depression, it wants you to lock down, go to bed, hide, slow down, conserve calories. Obesity is the same way. Conserve calories, because the threat of survival means we need energy for later maybe. And with akathisia, it's get the hell out of here. Panic attack 2, stay alert, get the hell out of here. Chronic pain, same thing, stay alert, get out of here, fight, flight. It's an activation and a nervous system dysregulation. So when it happens, you can use my glide technique and greet the sensation for what it is. I wouldn't even call it akathisia, the medical term. I would simply say, oh, there's that sensation, that funny little sensation that wants me to jump out of my body. And then you can remind it that this body is a beautiful vessel. This body is a powerful and useful container for me. And as I move forward with my life, that this body's enough to hold my soul and to carry me forward. And I'm going to recover in this body. So you see me tapping. It's a good way to get back into your body. So if you feel like the akathisia sensation is coming up, tap your body. Talk to the sensation. Hey, little sensation, I see you. Aren't you interesting? Aren't you funny? And over time, responding to that sensation, as you respond to these other sensations with a little bit of attention, curiosity, calm, courage, a light heart, will lead you to the point where the sensation will vanish. Now, if you're experiencing this because of a medication and you're aware that this is a side effect of the medication, then speak to your medical doctor about it. Medical doctors have protocols to shift your medications, to get you off of the medications, to taper you from the medications. And that's what happened in my case. I'm going to tell you my story of where the akathisia was the strongest at the end of the video. But for now, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the bell. This helps to get the word out about my channel, to reach people who are suffering and don't know how to get out. They don't have the resources, they're stuck, and they need to find their way to an alternative to the medical system, which really doesn't have a solution. But the problem is solvable, and on my channel and in my work with clients, I solve this problem. I help them solve the problem. So thank you for subscribing, and now I'm going to tell you how this sensation came up for me and was most dominant for me and how I moved through it. So on my journey, I worked with a pain doctor, a pain management doctor, which I think is kind of ridiculous because the medications that they have are only stepping stones. They're not a long-term solution because your body gets used to them, because your mind gets used to them, because your receptors get used to these medications, and then you need more of the medications, and then you become sensitized. So whether it was the gastritis medications given to me, like proton pump inhibitors like omeprazole that led to gastric acid hypersecretion, rebound hypersecretion when I tapered off, which was really uncomfortable, or the opioid withdrawals, which gave me more of the akathisia. Now, I wasn't on benzos, but I've heard from clients that benzos do cause this sensation in some. Not everybody. Not everybody even has side effects. Most people do. Especially when they try to wean off the sensation, this can happen. It really doesn't happen to everybody. Sometimes it might not happen to you. You might be completely comfortable. But work with your doctor for that. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a professional coach. And my experience is with the techniques that got me out of hell. So when I was on my journey, a pain management doctor tried a bunch of medications on me, and some of them were horrible. I can name some medication names, but some of them were messing with my GABA receptors, gabapentin, Lyrica, and would give me these really crazy sensations. I don't even know what they were called, like electric shock, nightmares. I don't know. It was really interesting. Waking up in that felt like electrocution, but I didn't die, kind of sensations. And then the akathisia came as I tapered off of these medications, especially the opioid medications. As I stopped using those medications, the doctor was tapering me off the medications, and I got maybe what you might call withdrawal sensations. And that's when I really felt the akathisia. I wanted to leap out of my skin, and it was very intense. And by that time on my journey, I already had some of the techniques which I offered you earlier in this video and in some of my other videos, where you engage with the sensation. It's not a special sensation. It's no different than the other sensations. Just because it's being fueled perhaps by a medication doesn't mean it's not a sensation that you can also work with using your mind. And that's what I did. I worked with my mind. I breathed my way through it. I felt the breath in my belly. I knew that the sensation would pass over time, especially as I tapered off these medications. And guess what? It did. I didn't experience those sensations anymore after that. And I shouldn't say that completely, because there were a few times where I did experience them very briefly, but overall, those sensations faded like the rest. So if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, head to my website, healingwolfcoaching.com, book a free consult call. We will strategize your recovery, get you on my calendar, and get you better. I also have some more videos and a subscribe link. So please do that, and I'll see you in the next video.